Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure in greeting the participants of this international conference dedicated to the creation of a policy environment that responds effectively to the challenges raised by migration. The topic is more than ever timely. The multitude of news references to migration-related issues is one amongst the many indicators of its growing significance for societies across continents. I would therefore like to commend the Economic and Social Council of Greece for actively taking up this pertinent issue during the Greek Presidency of the Council of the European Union. Migration constitutes a daily reality in all societies across the world. According to UN global migration statistics, there were 232 million international migrants living abroad worldwide in 2013. Worldwide migration is likely to remain a weighted topic during the years and decades to come. In the face of this complex and multifaceted phenomenon, the design of a comprehensive and common migration policies is indispensable. A comprehensive approach entails addressing in a balanced way all issues relating to migration. Currently, the focus is disproportionately placed on the challenges posed by migration on destination countries. Such an imbalance, especially in context of crisis, could generate alarming results. The background of the recent election for the European Parliament is quite telling. Hence, it is necessary to go beyond predominant fears and the stereotypes connected with migration and to highlight the multitude of opportunities and positive effects unlocked by international migration for all countries. While providing individuals, for example, with access to employment, acquisition of skills and qualification or overall improvement of life conditions, international migration has also proven to be a driver of growth and development for both countries of origin and destination. Developing a common strategy on migration entails that responses are to be premised on the same set of values and principles. Indeed, ensuring the protection of human rights of all migrants in origin, transit, and destination countries in order to facilitate a process of regular, safe, and fair migration must be the underlying consideration. The post-2015 development agenda, currently under negotiation, is an ideal setting for promoting a comprehensive and common strategy on international migration at the global level. Within that context, the UN General Assembly, through the declaration of the 2013 High-Level Dialogue on International Migration and Development, and the Global Migration Group, a cohort of international agencies active in the field of migration, of which UNESCO is a member, coincided on the need to promote a rights-based and gender-sensitive approach to migration. Fundamentally, a human rights-based approach to migration implies enhancing awareness and realization of migrants' rights, and in particular, eliminating inequalities and reducing their exposure to discriminatory attitudes, exploitation, and abuse. Addressing adequately the discrimination and exclusion of vulnerable and marginalized groups, of which many migrants form part, a challenge that the Millennium Development Goals have failed to tackle sufficiently, must guide the future global development agenda. It is now time for the international community to prove that it can and wants to do better. In this respect, I am pleased to see that the advocacy of a multitude of actors is bearing fruit. Considering the increased attention accorded to countering inequalities in the most recent draft circulated by the Open Working Group, with regards to migrants, it especially raises hope seeing them mentioned explicitly and jointly with other particularly vulnerable and marginalized groups among various proposed goals and targets. I can assure you that UNESCO is and will remain strongly committed to positively contributing to the international migration debate and assisting member states in policy development and implementation. With reference to the UN Secretary General's 8-point agenda for action on international migration and development, UNESCO is particularly involved in 4 areas. Firstly, we contribute to reducing the cost of labor migration as regards the recognition of qualification and skills, which are crucial for a successful integration in the labor market. Secondly, the UNESCO Institute for Statistics, together with its partners Eurostat and OECD, is a key actor in data gathering on education and mobility of international students, as well as the educational attainment of migrants. Third, UNESCO is working to realize the related points of improving public perception of migrants and, fourthly, protecting the human rights of all migrants. In this sense, for example, UNESCO programs on human rights and global citizenship education are fostering the values and intercultural skills that will enhance social cohesion and inclusion, while UNESCO's International Coalition of Cities Against Racism and Discrimination de facto supports the peaceful integration of migrants in the urban setting. Against this background, many challenges remain to be addressed on all the global, European, and national levels. For instance, how can benefits from mobility in destination countries be increased whilst ensuring that adverse impacts on the countries of origin are minimized? For example, in relation to brain drain. Or how can we optimize the matching of labor demand and supply between destination and origin countries? And fundamentally, how can we promote a positive perception and reception of migrants by the societies in destination countries, and thus their social integration, considering the degree of xenophobia, racism, and intolerance faced by many migrants? These and other questions will be debated at this conference. I'm thus confident that it will contribute to deepen ongoing debate and to paint a more balanced picture of migration and the individuals behind the process on the European and ultimately global level. Allow me to conclude by expressing our deep gratitude to the Economic and Social Council of Greece for the invitation to contribute to this very timely conference. With a great deal of enthusiasm, we look forward to its results, as well as to continuing and further deepening our cooperation. I wish you every success in your deliberations.